So it is 2024, and I know a lot of you out there are actually writing your New Year resolutions, what you're going to do this New Year's, which is totally fun, right? People put that down, and I do that too. Trust me, I do. But then today, I am going to go over 5 IT jobs that you should look into getting into this year. These are the hot jobs in 2024 that I know that if you actually take the time to stay disciplined and steady, you can get into these roles and you can actually start making that money, which is what most of you, get into the IT job to do, money, right? All right, let's get to it. All right, so the first one is cybersecurity. The main reason why I talk about cybersecurity is the fact that by the year 2025, there would be 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs that are unfilled in America. There would be 3.5 million. Let that sink in, 3.5 million. So why not get into the cybersecurity industry? Now, for you to get into the cybersecurity industry, there are 2 things that I need you to do, or 2 positions that I need you to focus on. The first one is SOC analyst. The main reason why I talk about SOC analyst a lot is because it's more so kind of like an entry level way for you to get into the cybersecurity industry, and then you can pivot into other ones as well. And then for you to get into the SOC analyst positions, right, there's a couple of things that you need to do. So one, I would recommend that you actually work for these smaller companies. And the reason why I recommend you would work for these smaller companies is because when you do, they actually give you a hands-on training with a lot of these tools that you're going to be using. So let's say when I started right in the SOC analyst role, I started doing deployment, I started doing patches, I started doing phishing tests, I started doing phishing campaigns, all these stuff that either systems admins or network admins would be doing. I started doing all these stuff, and what it does, it kind of like geared me to actually have more experience to any other next role that I actually, intend on working on. Does that make sense? All right, so that would be the SOC analyst position. And also another thing that actually goes with the SOC analyst position is the fact that some companies would call it, let's say, a cybersecurity analyst. Some companies will call it a SOC analyst. And the main reason why I love it is because it has a great entry-level salary, right? Most SOC analysts out there are making probably about $85,000 to $90,000 a year, right, for you to become a SOC analyst. So that's pretty good for, a SOC analyst that's starting out at fresh, making sure that you're getting your foot through the door. So the cybersecurity analyst, the SOC analyst role would be that entry-level role that you need to get in. And now, what do you need to learn, or what do you need to do to make sure that you're getting your foot through the door as a SOC analyst? One, you need to be able to learn these phishing campaigns. You need to be able to know tools like KnowBe4. You need to know tools, EDR tools like, let's say, Microsoft Defender, Sophos. You need to know tools like Arctic Wolf. And then once you get yourself well-rounded, you can start doing some projects on the hand as well. So some of these websites that I would recommend that you can go do these projects are Cybery. Some of them are TryHackMe, and the other one is Hack the Box. These 3 ones, Cybery, TryHackMe, and Hack the Box. These ones are where you would get your hands-on experience. Hands-on experience that you need, you would get them there because they actually have labs that you can go ahead and literally do from start to finish. And then they start you from networking fundamentals, computer fundamentals, and then they dive you a lot deeper in a slower pace for you to understand the processes that you need to follow. So these are the ones that I recommend for you to actually get in as well. So once you get these situated, then you can actually start applying for jobs. And for you to apply for these jobs, I have a video that I posted literally last week, I think, up here. You should see it literally up there. That talks about how to adjust your resume every single time that you apply for a job using ChatGPT and a website called Teal. And once you use that, you can start applying for these jobs and you can start, getting these interviews done, and you should be good to go. Okay. So the first one would be the cybersecurity industry. The next one would be, I think everybody knows that, would be help desk, right? Help desk. Help desk is kind of like that entry level IT job that everybody does. When I started my IT career, I started at Best Buy as a Geek Squad consultation agent, and then I moved over to an advanced repair agent. So what I was doing over there was dealing with, hardwares. People would come in there like, oh, my motherboard, oh, my computer gave me that blue screen of death. And then I go through the motherboard, take a look at it, trying to figure out what's going on, that type of stuff. I call that help desk. Or you working for a company where you're doing the desktop support, right? I call that help desk as well, where somebody would call you like, hey, my password is logged out. What you have to do is go through Active Directory, unlock them, that good stuff. That pretty much is help desk. But then with help desk, what I recommend with the trajectory career-wise with help desk is because with help desk, you can actually pivot to several careers. So you could go from help desk to being a sysadmin. You could go from help desk to being a cybersecurity analyst. And the reason why I say that is because help desk folks tend to wear multiple hats, right? If you're in a company where it's smaller, you don't have everything broken down, sectioned out to, different departments, then if you're a help desk person there, you actually be dealing with, let's say, network issue, you'll be dealing with FTP issues, you'll be dealing with any issues that has to do with computers, right? You'll be dealing with that. So normally what I would recommend you start learning when it comes to help desk is Active Directory. That's kind of like the bread and butter of help desk. Learn Active Directory, the DHCP stuff, how to provision users, the OUs, all those good stuff, right? So sometimes you need to know some networking fundamentals like the ports, the port numbers, let's say FTP, the 22s, the 23s, all those stuff. Try to get yourself glued with these stuff to make sure that you get an understanding of everything that has to do with it. So first, Active Directory, 2, servers, and 3, you actually have to learn a little bit of fundamentals of networking. And once you're done, like I keep saying, I have a video that you can actually go watch to actually help you actually optimize your resume and help it get through the ATS system for you to get calls from recruiters as well. And some website that I would recommend for these help desk roles is called Server Academy. So Server Academy, what Server Academy does is it takes you through all these what do you call it, and not necessarily server, it mostly has to do with Active Directory, taking you through these Active Directory fundamentals, you understanding how it works, how to provision users, how to create OUs, how they interact with each other, all those good stuff. It does that, which is serveracademy.com. But then if you want to go in a more tailored way, I would recommend utilizing either YouTube or utilizing Cybersecurity as well. So with Cybersecurity, they give you all those list of processes that you need to follow as well to make sure that you're getting yourself glued into the help desk positions, because these really help you out a lot. And like I said, you can go from help desk to become a sysadmin or to become a cybersecurity analyst, and it literally just span you out like that, because it gives you the option to actually choose different career paths that you want to take if you go through the help desk career field as well. Okay, I do hope that this is great for you as well. If you want to get in, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to give you more information on that in the comment section. So the next one that we're going to talk about, which I was in this position, or say, am I still in the position? I still do it regardless, but is data analyst. Okay, data analyst has become something that's really rampant in the economy right now, because every single company right now uses data, right? And if you use data, you need a data analyst to analyze the data to make it more easy for you. Now, my roles as a data analyst, what I did was basically I started off from making sure that I'm normalizing the data using tools like, let's say, either Excel, using tools like Alteryx to make sure that I'm normalizing the data. And then right after I'm done, I can push over the tools to creating visualizations. And the reason why I create those visualizations is because I want to send it over to the stakeholders, which could be my manager, project manager, my director, whatever, and they can look at it, see the numbers, how the company is doing, and then they can use that to create informed business decisions. Make sense? Make sense? Make sense? Yeah. So that's literally how data analysts work. Or there are different sectors of being a data analyst. So let's say you can be the individual that normalizes the data and that's it. Or you could be the individual that creates the visualization, which could be the BI developer. Or you could be the individual that does all the end stuff where they're done creating the visualization, you understand the data, and you go ahead and you present it over to the managers that would help them understand the numbers that you're showing them. So there are different sectors on how you can go about the data analyst role. And that is something I have been in. And is this stressful? Every career field has a stress, ups and downs, those type of stuff. But is this something that I would recommend for you to get into? Yes. If you're very good with numbers, if you're very good with analytical thinking, then data analytics would be for you. That's something you should look into. And there's different resources out there to help you actually learn. Okay. So the first one that I recommend is also using Coursera. If you use Coursera and that does not really pan out for you, there's another one out there on YouTube. You can literally go to YouTube and type in Alex the Analyst. I used to work with Alex the Analyst, which is crazy, but then Alex the Analyst, and then you could go ahead and take a look at some of his videos that he has on his channel. He has a website which is called Analyst Builder. So with that Analyst Builder website, you could go ahead and actually start learning these data analytics tools like Python, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, that type of stuff to get yourself well glued and get experience with these tools before you start applying for the jobs. Okay. So the next one that we're going to talk about is project management. Really fancy project management a lot. And then let me tell you why. The main reason why I don't fancy project management a lot is because I feel like it's so many meetings. Not that it's bad, it's great. It's very fulfilling for those who are in them. My wife is a products manager and she loves it, right? But then when it comes to that sector, I feel like I cannot join way too many meetings in a day. After about 3 or 4 meetings, my brain is done. I cannot do it, okay? But then project management is something that I really think you should actually look into as well if you want to get into the project sector. So I normally say it's like a 3 trifecta. Project management, product management, or program management, those 3. If you want to get in, but they're not the same because it goes from product to project and then program. That's how I see it. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section and then we can talk about it. But then I feel as though that it goes from product, project, and program, right? If I got that right. But yeah, that's kind of like the step-by-step process that people follow. But with project management, it is a great field that people are actually making tons of money from. But is this something that I feel as though that you could do? Yes, you can. But to me, if you're not really that individual that likes going to a lot of meetings, I would not recommend it. Yes, it's paying a lot of money right now, like literally. And when you go over to Indeed.com and you type in project manager right now, right? There are numerous. There is 47,000 positions open right now for project managers that you can actually delve into when you go over to LinkedIn and then you type in project manager. So yes, there's a great opening for project managers out there. But like I said, I'm not really that type of person that likes to go to a lot of meetings. So I tend to stay away from project management. But if you're that individual that finds fulfillment in going to meetings, making sure that you're getting to the finish and going through that SDLC process with your team, making sure that you're following the processes to make everything fun, exciting, and at the end you feel good when you submit it to the client, then yes, of course, you should go ahead and go over to project management. If you need tools and resources on what you can do or what you should do, the number one that I would recommend is Career Foundry, okay? And if you need any other resources as well, let me know in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to assist you. And before I go to the last one off today, why don't you subscribe to the channel or like this video and we can go ahead and go to the last one, okay? Please subscribe right now, like literally right now. All right, so the last one that we're gonna talk about today is UI UX design, okay? The main reason why UI UX design has become very, very rampant in the economy right now is because most of the time when these companies have these data, right? And they wanna view the data or they wanna include the data on their website, the branding, that type of stuff, that's where UI UX designers come in, okay? So on the IT side, the UI UX designers normally will tend to work with the developers, which would be the BI developers who are building the Tableau dashboards and stuff, because most of the UI UX designers tend to work with tools like Miroboard, Confluence, Figma, those type of stuff, and then they design Adobe Acrobat, that type of Adobe stuff, and then they'll go ahead and design how the mockup should look like. They send it over to the developers, and then they go ahead and develop the dashboards or the view based on what the UI UX designer did. So if you're a creative individual out there and you know that, being creative is something that you love to do, being creative and you being able to research and get creative with a lot of stuff, then you should really look into UI UX design because it is something that's booming out there. And I am going to show UI designer, let me do UI UX designer. All right. And when I hit enter, did I just type in US? I meant UX. Sorry. UI UX design. When you go over there, you can see several jobs posting that's out there that you can take a look at right now. So there's a lot of people that are actually looking for these UI UX design jobs as well. So if you are a creative person, right, and you are somebody that likes to research, like I said, then UI UX is for you. But then the number one that I normally recommend, I'm not being biased, I'll say cybersecurity. Because most of the time when people ask me that, hey, I want to get into the IT industry, normally what I would say is, have you looked into cybersecurity? Because I feel like that's something that you should, really look into. Though it's not a walk in the park, but then, I mean, nothing is a walk in the park. Nothing is bread and butter here. You are going to go ahead and put in some work if you're disciplined, okay? I do hope that I gave you some great gems here starting this 2024. Till I see you again, stay blessed, be blessed, and God bless. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Till I see you again. Peace.